I looked this exact video up, or this information up, probably a year ago, and it's just not out there. And when I finally refined my search, I found it buried in the annals of history on the internet. Here are 10 guidelines of when to throw in the towel on your business. This video is mainly for entrepreneurs on my Patreon account that support me directly. I felt I should share this with my general subscribers, not that they need it, but there might still be one subscriber that's an entrepreneur, not knowing what kind of videos I share on my Patreon account. So I recently closed for business my Shakaama YouTube channel. The information below is why, and I'll present the 10 guidelines you should follow to know when to shut down a business, any business. I'm going to go over the guidelines and analyze my channel and analyze the PewDiePie channel of an example of how a business should run specifically on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, they are your enemy on this platform and they actively work against you as a content creator. Their pitch is, we'll host your videos for free. You do all the work, we get 40% of any money generated, and we even provide the advertising for you. But it doesn't stop there. Their business model actively works against you. Imagine you're a music manager and you have 20 stars on your roster. All day you look for work for your stars and you get 20%, whole percent of any work you give them. They perform, you get 20% for finding the work for them. Let's now look at YouTube. They're a manager of sorts, but they don't get you work and don't do the performance for you. But wait, I left out something. The music manager praises you, hires bodyguards for you, sets up the concerts, sends out posters for you, arranges for you to be on the radio, and he does this all for all 20 clients. YouTube does the exact opposite. YouTube says, I provide the audience for you. Not true. But let's look at it. Millions of people crawl all over YouTube every hour. YouTube spies on them and shows them both what they have looked at before and shows them things YouTube actively wants them to see. In fact, if you're one of the people that YouTube doesn't want people to see, they do everything in their power not to promote you, even when people have indicated you are exactly what the people want to see. YouTube has one purpose: to keep people on YouTube, not to deliver the best customer experience. I.e., if I want to watch Muslim news reports, let me see them. No, YouTube instead tries to show people woman that ate chalk or Jimmy Kimmel. So instead of putting out posters for you and arranging for you to be on the radio, YouTube does everything it can to keep you away from small channels and moves you to big channels or popular videos, regardless of what you actually were looking for. You watched a video about My Little Pony 6 months ago? Clearly then, it should be in the sidebar for you to watch again, regardless of the algebra homework you're trying to get pointers on right now. Here are 10 guidelines of when to throw in the towel on your business. What are some telling signs that your business is going to fail? I just want to know when I should throw in the towel and call it quits. This was a question posed by Paul of San Diego of California and picked up by Reuters. I'm going to give my analysis on what they said. The following answers are provided by the Young Entrepreneur Council, founded by Scott Gerber, and YEC is a nonprofit organization that provides young entrepreneurs with access to tools, mentorship, community, and educational resources that support each stage of their business development and growth. The organization promotes entrepreneurship as a solution to youth unemployment and underemployment. So, before I begin, a lot of black people indicated, I started out the channel actually talking about being an entrepreneur and giving pointers about entrepreneur and going into business and finance and delving down deeper into what it actually takes to start a business. Black people indicated that that is information that they wanted, so this is why I kept talking about it. However, it has come to my attention, or it slowly dawned on me, that black people have absolutely no idea about being an entrepreneur, just in general. No idea about being an entrepreneur. They have no wish to be an entrepreneur. They have no idea what a business is. They have no idea, no wish to open a business. They're just talking, right? So, unfortunately, I was led astray, and then we'll talk about that later on one of the pointers. Number 1, loss of passion. Now, of course, I lost passion a long time ago. From Chris Ruby of Ruby Media Group. When entrepreneurs start business, they wrap their identities around the specific niche their business is in. And what people kept saying, what is your YouTube channel about? What is your YouTube channel about? What is your YouTube channel about? They didn't understand that I was in a niche. I'm in a niche. It's called being an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur trying to speak to other entrepreneurs or would-be entrepreneurs, and people didn't get that. People don't understand that Wall Street doesn't sit around talking about stock all day. They actually watch the news, watch current events, watch the news, watch reports in the news, the president in the news, world events in the news, which YouTube shutting down news channels really goes against a lot of that stuff. Because for the stock investor, for the investor, you want all news and you want the real news. You don't want propaganda, because propaganda is dangerous when you're investing money. Propaganda leads you to believe something that is not really going on. While other people in the workforce have more time to experiment with who they want to be when they grow up, entrepreneurs often feel locked into the sect of the industry and their business is in. Don't be afraid to change your course if your passion has changed. Allow yourself room to grow. I'll read the entire point and then I'll do my analysis. Number 2, call it quits when the potential reward is no longer worth the risk. Amen? From Elizabeth Sanders of Real Life. Knowing when to cut your losses should be considered not only from a professional perspective, but from a personal one. If continuing with your entrepreneurial venture could have serious, lasting repercussions such as costing you your marriage, your relationship with your family, or your health, you need to consider whether potential gain from pushing on is worth the risk of this damage. Now, I'm going to point out that Elizabeth Saunders is obviously a woman. She's going to give you the woman perspective. A woman does not have to pay bills. A man has to pay bills. He has to pay his bills, his wife's bills, his children's bills. Calling it quits because it's going to endanger your relationship means that you're probably dealing with a bad wife, a woman who is not real wife worthy, right? You've married a woman who's not capable of understanding that you have to work 60 to 80 hours to make $300,000 a year. So take what Elizabeth Saunders said with a grain of salt, because she's coming from the perspective of a woman. However, call it quits when the potential rewards is no longer worth the risk is the point. Are you doing something that's not generating income? And that's a question that you need to ask at every second of the day when you're in business. I would say for people doing jobs, but people doing jobs have already given up on life, so they're not worth really talking to, right? This doesn't apply. Or it does apply, but I mean, what can they do? They have a job. They don't actually own anything. They don't actually produce anything. Number 3, you're taking a skeptical view of everything. From Eric Bond of Beat the GMAT. For those people who don't know what the GMAT is, it's a test that you take to get into masters, to get in a master's program. As a business owner, you should be the most optimistic person among your team. As the leader, you need to believe deeply that against all odds your business will succeed. However, if you start to find that you take the negative view on most of the decisions your team is making or about future prospects for growth, then you may want to stop. If you don't believe, you will fail. And that was one of the things, I should have done it a long time ago. I did it a long time ago, but I undid it. And that was turning off the comments. The comments were making me take a negative view because, there are people who have jobs. They hate their life. They have bills to pay and they don't have money to pay it with. So they come on the internet and lash out. I should have turned off the comments or kept the comments off. You know, there's all of this advice. PewDiePie turned off his comments at one point for an entire year. A year and a half, I believe. Because they weren't what he wanted on his channel. And what people don't get is that each channel is a business. That's somebody's business. It's not somebody's point of view. It's not somebody's opinion. It's a business, an actual business. So if you come onto somebody's channel and you say, oh, you're nothing but trash. And, oh, what is this white girl doing here? Oh, what is this black guy doing? You know, it's as if you walked into somebody's restaurant and that's what you were doing in their restaurant. How many of you would kick somebody out who came into your restaurant who did that? 100% of you. So then if you take a skeptical view of everything, if you're becoming negative about the business, it's time to call it quits. It's an indication of your personal view of where the business is going to go. If you're negative, there's something wrong with the business. There's nothing wrong with you, there's something wrong with the business. As an entrepreneur, you can't be afraid to fail. All of the great inventors all failed thousands of times, if not more. So if you're becoming negative, that's an indication that there's something wrong with the product. And for those people who say, no, it's not the product is great, look at PewDiePie. That's PewDiePie's business has a completely different model from everybody else, and everybody else has a completely different model. It's not just videos. If that were the case, everybody could pull up to the table and start eating, right? Number 4, repeat customers. Number 4, no repeat customers equals no new customers. From Benjamin Lease of Sweat Equities, or Sweat Equities as in t-shirt. I tend to judge the health of a company by its repeat business. If I see that a company doesn't have any repeat or referral business, there's a big issue. If you aren't satisfying and creating customer love, why be in business at all? Well, there's Benjamin's advice right there. I should have shut down the channel a long time ago. I should have shut down the channel years ago. And here's a point that I want to hammer into any entrepreneur listening to me. So I think a measure, and YouTube's already set this out too, I think a measure of repeat customers on a YouTube channel should be 10,000 customers. 10,000 people who return to a channel. PewDiePie has millions, right? PewDiePie has millions of people who, as soon as he uploads a video, within a couple of hours, he has 2 to 3 million views on the video. He has a healthy business. I would put out stuff and I would say, I'm asking you, would you like to see this? And people would say, yes. Okay. And then they wouldn't see the video. And then I said, what's wrong? We said, yes, we want to see the video. I said, yeah, but there was only 200 of you. Which means that's a big fat no. And then I would say, and then they would say, what are you talking about? There's 200 people. 200 people. It's a business. It's not I'm not your picnic partner, you know? We're not church ladies for a bake sale. They're happy if they get 5 people come to the bake sale. It's an actual business. Incorporated even. And I would say, I need 10,000 responses. 200 is nothing. 500, 1,000 is nothing. Oh, you're just greedy. No, I'm running a business. The thing I'm asking you about takes time, research, takes money to put together. And that should be an indication all by itself. That should be a lesson all by itself. I don't have 10,000 people watching a video, then there's something wrong with the video. There's something wrong with the video. Now at the end here, YouTube was the one working directly against me. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. I should have shut the channel down years ago, but I only started really getting serious about running it as a business, a real business, and with actual research and keyword research and positioning, ranking the videos, all of that stuff in the past 2 years. And I mean really concentrating on marketing the videos and all of that stuff in the past 2 years. should have shut down the channel when I first started doing that. Oh, it was going great. I mean, compared to what it was before I started doing that, where I thought getting 300 views on a video was good. I know I had already had 2 million views on some of the videos. I had 2 million, 1 million, 300,000, 500,000. Yeah, I saw that. But for the lion's share of the 3,000 videos that I put up, I know it doesn't say 3,000 on your end. For the 3,000 videos that I put up, I would not get 1,000. 1,000. Do you know YouTube says at a minimum, to break even, a video should have 2,500 views. They're talking about to break even for the cost of housing the video on their side. It's a losing proposition on their side until they do a lot of underhanded stuff to make money. But I'm not here to be nice to YouTube. So PewDiePie has millions of repeat customers. I have none. 0. I kept harping with the people say, hey, you people who don't watch the videos, unsubscribe, and they like, no, I love your stuff. No, you're not a customer. You're not a customer. And we're gonna go into even more. I'm only on number 4. We're gonna go into it. You're not a customer. And I'm gonna show you what a real customer is. And people saying that they love oh, I love this video. You don't love the video. You don't love the video. If you love cake from Olive Garden, what do? I mean love. You talk about it. You text people. You phone your mom and say, oh, mom, you have got to get down here. I'm gonna buy you a piece of this. I have to share this with you. And then they go and actually bring people to the restaurant to eat the cake. You don't love anything that I do. Not a goddamn thing that I do. Nothing. Not a single iota. It's like the woman who says she loves you and then you see her screwing some other guy. She doesn't love you. Get real. You're just talking. And then you get upset if somebody calls you on it. You don't love me. Sarah, you don't love me. Oh yeah, Johnny, I do. No, you don't. Literally, you're bouncing up and down on that guy's lap. You don't love me. Well, you see, it's like this. You just don't. Okay, then shut the hell up saying that you love somebody. I don't care. Just don't. Why even say that you love somebody when you don't love them? You're not a customer. I don't have customers. I don't have repeat customers. I think people are enamored with my voice. I think people like my voice when they hear it. Meaning, you know how they used to put the TVs in the front window when TVs were just brand new, and they may still do it. And you walked by on the sidewalk and there would be 50 TVs in the thing, and you stopped and looked, you were like, oh, wow, look at these TVs. Oh, man, they're amazing. But you didn't go in the store. You didn't go buy the 50 TVs. You didn't go buy one. You liked the TVs when you were standing there looking at them at the display. But when you got bored, you kept walking on your way. I think that's the people who come to my channel. They go, oh, wow, you hear that guy's voice? He's got a deep, resonant voice. Probably classically trained in theater, which I was, of course. And then they move on. They don't come seek out my voice. And I'm not trying to browbeat you. People are so, I know all of y'all are pussies these days, and people can't talk about, I'm talking entrepreneur to entrepreneur. You people who are the peasants, you're not the people I'm actually talking to. So if you get insulted, that's just you. You've probably been bred into this feminist ideology that anybody who says something to you, you need to be all offended, your feelings need to be hurt. No, in business, there are no feelings, okay? You're not customers. I have no repeat customers. Channel should have been shut down years ago. Number 5, read the signs. From Timothy Sykes of Millionaire Media LLC. If you're an entrepreneur, you should know his name. I have failed several times, and I have noticed it's when A, I'm spending more time fixing nominal problems. B, my urgent to-do list keeps growing while I'm getting more frustrated every day. And C, it feels like I'm working backwards and there's no light of day ahead. Sometimes, in order to move forward, You must shift entirely. That reminds me of the story of the guys who went to Silicon Valley, and they had an idea, and they raised millions of dollars in funding. They did their funding rounds and did their funding rounds and did their funding rounds, raised millions of dollars. I think it was for an app or something like that. Raised millions of dollars. Terrible app. Horrible app. So after a year of doing that, then they lost all the people's money, everybody's money, millions of dollars, vanished, gone. They discovered something not just adjacent, not just sideways, something completely like 3 steps down, 5 doors over, around the corner, and take a boat and a ship. Oh, look what we discovered. And they were fantastically successful with that thing. When asked about that year of that funding and that app and all that sort of stuff, and I said, that's just something that sometimes you have to do. You have to completely fail, and then you shift into something else, and you are knock it out the park. The failure isn't the key, but the willingness to completely shift and to accept that that year where you lost millions was the price of learning of what you should have been doing. If you read it like that, right? Number 6, is your pride or optimism? Now, I failed a lot of times and I keep shifting. Number 6, is your pride or optimism steering you wrong? This is probably something that I'm very, very guilty of. From David Sherman of Lawline. Sometimes when you make a decision in business and you see it is not going in the right direction, you end up sticking with it either out of your pride or hope you can turn it around. As entrepreneurs, by our very nature, we are all optimistic, so it's very hard to quit something, especially when it's your business. So always take this into account when considering if you should throw in the towel. Now, it's probably my pride that got in the way, that I worked so hard. And I had 10,000, 5,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, 20,000. I actually set my mind to it. I said, I'm going to make 20,000 subscribers in a month. And I had like 5, something crazy. I had something like 5,000 subscribers. And I said, I'm going to have 20,000 subscribers by the stroke of midnight, New Year's Eve. And by the stroke of midnight, New Year's Eve, I had 20,300 subscribers. Very good, right? But I didn't have a business. Is that crazy? That's crazy, huh? I didn't have a business. I was concentrating on getting the subscribers, but not creating real, actual clients, customers, repeat customers. It was just the optimism, and I was optimistic. Oh, let me keep this going. Oh, look at all of these subscribers, blah, blah, blah. Not a real business, nothing sustainable, nothing. And my pride, of course, got in my way, and here I am. Number 7, are you all in? From Brenton Greer of Be Social Change. Ask yourself the simple question, am I all in? Are you and your team willing to commit everything to make this work? If your team is not aligned under the one strong vision and committed to going all the way to execute this vision, you might as well just fold then and there. And no, I'm not all in. I wasn't all in. I've never been all in. I haven't done everything. I haven't been willing to do everything. While I work 16 to 20 hours a day, I'm not focused. So that's being honest there. And a lot of stuff is shucking off, and I don't have a schedule, and I get lost and let me look this up for the thumbnail, and then 3 hours later I go, what was I doing, right? So no, I wasn't focused. I wasn't all in. Number 8, feedback is everything. From Adam Gilbert of My Body Tutor. As important as a failure is not an option attitude is, if you're not getting any positive feedback whatsoever, it's time to call it quits. Positive feedback can be a number of different things, such as customers telling you how great what you do is, and that is not, I love this video. Spammers say that. So if you have a YouTube channel and you have people saying, I love this video, I want you to completely and utterly ignore that. Remember, you can't tell who the person on the other side is. That's not positive feedback. Repeat customers, there that is again, repeat customers. That's positive feedback all by itself. If you have 10,000 people that come back every time you make a video, you've got something. I didn't have anything. And I didn't have positive feedback, none. Word of mouth, nope, don't have that. Positive press, nope. Lots of inquiries, nope. People talking about you online, nope. Do you know I'm on Facebook? I have 3, 4, 5 channels on Facebook. I have Twitter, 3 accounts on Twitter. I have Instagram, and I can't say, "Hey guys, how are you doing? Good morning." Nothing. It's an echo chamber of nothing, of just me talking. And I have hundreds of followers on Facebook. I have thousands of followers on Twitter. Literally, Instagram, the only comments I get are from people who actually live across the street. Why they're following me on Instagram, I don't know. Might be to spy on me. Who knows? People talking about you online, referrals. You do not have a business if people don't share your stuff. You do not have a business if people don't refer you to other people. You do not have a business if you don't have referrals. And anybody who doesn't understand that is an idiot. Let's not mince words here. Anybody who doesn't understand that is a complete moron, or they're 3 years old. You know, children get a pass from me as far as business is concerned because they don't have the wherewithal to understand. But if you're over 16 years old and you have physically grabbed your friend, brought them into McDonald's to try the new mint shake, and you don't understand referrals is business, you're an idiot. There's no way about it. If you're an entrepreneur and nobody's sharing your stuff, nobody's referring customers to you, you don't have a business. That's why I should have closed my channel. And it dawned, and I kept saying, people are not sharing, people are not sharing, people are not sharing, people are not sharing. And then I look at PewDiePie, and he gets more shares than my actual view count. More people share his video in the first hour than my entire channel. And I have millions of views. I have 11.3 million views. Number 9, here's the opposite. Believing that quitting is an option. From Lisa Nicole Bell of Inspired Life Media. Once again, it's a woman. Women have a woman's perspective on business. I do not trust women in business. They have a female perspective on business, and I do not believe it works. I just do not believe it works. It doesn't work. They're coming from a completely different perspective, one in which they succeed more often than not. That is not the case for men. If you're a man listening to me and you want to open a business, you want to be an entrepreneur, and you're a man, do not listen to women. And if you don't want to take my advice on that, well, that's your tough luck. You're probably going to have some very bad failures. Women get doors opened for them. Women are offered hands when they stand up to help them stand up. Women get stuff from the top shelf handed to them simply because they asked. What kind of perspective would that human have in business? They're going to have a completely skewed perspective, aren't they? Let's see what she says. The most successful entrepreneurs I know are hopelessly devoted to the success of their businesses. Instead of asking, when should I quit? The question should be, am I doing everything possible to make my business a success? Attitude is everything, in the success of an entrepreneur. Your business will only be as big as your thinking is. That's just a platitude. As an entrepreneur, you should always be super positive about your business. So this statement, number 9, is a complete failure in my eyes. That should be a given. Are you positive about your business? Have you researched everything? Have you sat in the parking lot of where you want to open the business for a month, all day, to look at the foot traffic, to see how many people walk into the businesses, to see if it's a popular area? Are you getting more bang for your buck in the rental, the square space rental of the property? Have you looked up the marketing capabilities of the area? It should be a given. And so this platitude about have you done everything, that should be a given. If you don't do that, you're not an entrepreneur. Number 10, be careful of demand. From Dan Schauble of Millennial Branding LLC. One of the most obvious signs that your company is going to fail is that there is no longer demand for it. If what you offer isn't important to your audience anymore, your revenue will start dipping, while your expenses either stay the same or increase. At this point, you need to make a move fast. And that was forced on me right there. All of the stuff of me thinking, well, they're not sharing my videos. They're not tweeting my videos. They're not retweeting my videos. Do you know that people literally on PewDiePie's channel take the address of the video, copy it, go log into a forum, create a topic, and paste the video in that comment? All of that effort to share his video. I can't get people to click the like button. Isn't that crazy? That's insane. That means I don't have a business. That's what it is. That's what it means. He says, be careful of demand. One of the most obvious signs that your company is going to fail is that there is no longer demand for it. Demand means people want to see it. You have return customers. And what did I say before? You have referrals. I don't have return customers. I don't have referrals. This should have been shut down years ago. Years ago. But I was living off of the residuals of other stuff. So it was, so when you have a conglomerate of businesses and one business is just wildly successful and you literally don't have to do, and you can do that now, and you literally don't have to do anything to keep it going. And putting more effort into that business isn't going to generate you any more money, right? It's, if you wrote a book, other than reprinting the book, nothing is, even marketing, all the marketing is in place. It's all automated. Everything can be automated these days. And nothing you can do is actually going to make you $1 more in that area. And then you make the mistake of funneling those profits into failing businesses in your empire. That's what I was doing. This is how I've been living off of YouTube, because I had other stuff online that was wildly successful. Well, it was pretty successful. And so I didn't have to contend with this. I didn't have to look at this. This is why I said it was only really 2 years ago, although I've been a partner for 10 years. It's only 2 years ago that I got super serious to look at this from a full marketing perspective. And if you're not marketing your business, you don't have a business. If you have, PewDiePie basically doesn't have to market. His customers market for him. The referrals that he gets are insane, and he doesn't just do YouTube. Insane. It's unfortunate that we have companies who are unscrupulous like YouTube, who literally work against you. We have an agenda, and so what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that all of your businesses are all ruined. And let me talk about that. They steal a lot of content, steal it, completely steal it. All the talk you hear about people having their video deleted or demonetized or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's say you made a video in January, February, March, blah, 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 all the way up to December. And let's say in December you get demonetized. They haven't actually paid you for the video for 6 months, and then they demonetize it in December, and then they steal all the money. Now it might be pennies. Are you listening? Are you paying attention? It might be pennies. Are you doing the calculation already? Millions of videos are uploaded every hour on YouTube. They steal the revenue on the video. So literally, it keeps them afloat. It runs their entire business. They can make billions off of it. Billions. I said there are millions of videos uploaded every hour. How often can they demonetize stuff? And the only time that you actually really hear about videos being demonetized are by big partners. How many tiny people who don't even understand what happened go through this and don't say anything? They're not paying the people. They're not paying them for that year. They literally take the money. And then they say, We don't want news on. News is in the top 3 biggest trends on YouTube. YouTube specifically. Internet at large, Google at large, YouTube specifically. News. Huge. Want to take a guess why news is huge on YouTube? Because people aren't watching TV news. They don't want TV news. They want alternative news. They want information from people like me who are giving you the truth, the unvarnished truth on stuff. And what's funny is, and let's take a look at that for a second. Barack Obama, in an effort to defeat Trump, not for himself, but to get Hillary into office, started putting out fake news about Trump. And then calling anything that Trump tweeted or any of the right-wing or conservative or alternative news stuff fake news. He coined the term fake news when he was the main one putting out fake news. And then you have Hillary, who's a horrible politician, horrible campaigner, start talking about this is fake news, the fake news, the fake news. And then all of the mainstream media picked up on the word fake news, the term fake news, and then got Facebook to take down people spamming for their channel, for their websites, on Twitter, on Facebook. And then saying, this is to protect our customers. The customer completely understands that when you have a near pornographic picture, and you're talking about this is surprising what this guy did, like a BuzzFeed title, the customer completely understands that that's not real news. They're not talking about World War III. They're talking about trying to get you to click to go to their stupid website and write out a story and present it in 1 paragraph bits on each page so that you can see all of that advertising on each page with that one story, and to keep you going so you can see all the advertisement of that one story that's in 12 parts. I know you've gone to those websites and clicked next. Here's a funny thing about tweets that went horribly wrong between mother and son. And you see 1 tweet per page. But on the side of the page are all these ads. And you click through 12 of those pages. Anyway, this is for analysis for an entrepreneur, specifically who wants to come onto YouTube. This is an analysis of the failure of my channel and an analysis of the success of PewDiePie's channel. Now, like I said, I'm not all in. I've never been quite all in. I know what to do. I just didn't do it. I just started making videos off of a whim. Do you know that the big YouTubers, they don't make videos? What they do is go search keywords, write a script containing that keyword, and then paste the video. If they can do that on something that's super trendy, you can have 1 million subscribers in it in a week. Thank you for watching. I hope you review this. This is actual information. You review this and have success in your business.